Over the break, the university officially opened the Entrepreneurship Incubator in downtown Pembroke. A ribbon-cutting ceremony featured former Congressman Mike McIntyre, Chancellor Cummings, and other local dignitaries. The 17,000 square foot facility can house up to 10 startup businesses who will get the consultation of a professional staff. There are plans to include UNCP student interns and other ways to get students involved. The university purchased and renovated the buildings with funds from grants, alumni, and other donors.
Some state lawmakers are talking about slashing the cost of tuition at UNC Pembroke and several other schools in the system. A plan is being floated in the state Senate that proposes in-state tuition at $500 a year. Out-of-state tuition will be lowered to $2,500. The intent is to reduce the cost of bachelor degrees and student loan debt and attract more out-of-state students. The changes could cost the system up to $65 million a year in lost revenue. Whether state appropriations will make up for that kind of budget shortfall remains to be seen if the legislation passes at all.
A man has come forward in the death of a Fairmont High School student who was killed in an accident over the weekend. According to the Robisonian newspaper, 17-year-old Austin Stevie Ray Collins was walking near Lumberton and was struck by a car in a hit and run. The high school football player was preparing for his senior year at Fairmont. His classmates and team members are paying their respects throughout this week.
A student from Lumberton High School allegedly pulled a gun out at another student while at a bus stop. Parents told the Robisonian newspaper their kids saw the students involved. The two in the altercation had started fighting while on the bus. The driver stopped and the two got off, and one pointed a gun at the other. The Robeson County Sheriff's Office Juvenile Division is investigating the incident. It is reported that the student with the gun is under the age of 16.
In Pembroke, a traffic light is going to be added at the intersection of NC 711 and Chicken Road. This route is important for many commuter students at UNCP, and the project should be completed by July and won't include any weekday interruptions of traffic.
A fundraiser in Scotland County inspired some local volunteers to learn some new dance moves to help raise money for the arts. Dancing with the Scotland County Stars raised more than $6,000 for the Storytelling and Art Center of the Southeast and the Arts Council. 8 couples competed for recognition such as the People's Choice Award and Judge's Choice. That award went to UNCP professor Jonathan Drehos and his wife. 250 people paid for a buffet dinner and made bids in both silent and live auctions.
Valentine's Day is coming up this weekend. We asked what people's plans are this year, and we found a wide range of activities that folks on campus will use to observe the holiday.
I plan on heading down to the beach with my girlfriend, just enjoy some time on the beach.
I'm going home with my boyfriend and we're going to go see a hockey game.
Is he going to get you any roses?
He better not.
No?
No flowers for me.
You know there's 110 million roses sold during the week of Valentine's Day.
Really?
My Valentine's Day plans will probably revolve around my 2 daughters. We'll have to sugar overload them with chocolate, most likely, and then they'll want ice cream for dinner.
What are your Valentine's Day plans?
Right now they're looking like a lot of food with my best friend.
I don't really have any. I may go out to eat with a few friends, avoid social media.
I don't really have a girlfriend or anything right now, so just find someone, hang out and watch Netflix and chill,
A UNCP coach moves on to a Division I school.
And a history professor goes to the Super Bowl.
This and more in sports when we come back.
Braves men's soccer coach Phil Heinsohn has resigned for his summer position at Winthrop. Heinsohn led the Braves to 47 wins during his 6 seasons as head coach. Since joining the Braves, he has had 12 All-Peach Belt Conference athletes, 2 All-Region selections, and a trip to the NCAA tournament in 2012. Director of Athletics Dick Christie is helping the athletes adapt to these changes to prepare them for next season.
I think you know, it's always challenging on the team, and I've tried to be really sensitive to that. We've met a bunch over the last few weeks just to kind of talk through and keep those guys focused on the opportunity that they have ahead. You know, change is always tough, but you know, in every change there's opportunity, and I've tried to keep them focused on that.
Joey Hennett will serve as interim head coach until a permanent coach is found. He's the assistant director of athletic performance. We talked to a former player, Josh Phelps, who is now a student assistant for the team. He says Hennett will help prepare the team for the time being.
They know what he brings to the team. He's, you know, a very positive person. He can bring a lot of energy. Very demanding, and he gets a lot out of the boys, which is exactly what we need right now. That leadership. So it's really good to have him on board and have him there. You know, I think it's obviously a great tool for us to be able to use while we're waiting the appointment of a new head coach. So I think that's a very positive step forward for us.
Braves basketball traveled to Greenwood, South Carolina to face off against the 16-7 Bearcats of Lander University. The Braves had a 7-point lead with 3 minutes left in the second half, but late field goals and the 2 last-second three-pointers by the Bearcats kept Lander alive. Still, that wasn't enough as the Braves took the game 78-77. Alex Brantley notched an impressive 25 points, going 6 for 8 from the stripe, including a few nail-biting free throws in late. Brandon Watts also helped out with 15 points of his own, and Brandon Winford nearly snatched a double-double with 9 points and 10 boards. After handing Lander their 3rd straight loss, the Braves have won 3 out of their last 4, remaining in the hunt for the PCB tournament. Standing at 7-8 in conference, the Braves need to continue their magic against Armstrong at home this week. Lady Braves basketball faced an 18-6 Lander squad, who kept it close until the last quarter of play. Having lost 6 out of their last 7, the Braves kept the Bearcats' largest lead to 7 throughout the first half. That wasn't the case with 8:40 left in the fourth, when Lander went on an 11-2 run to eventually take the game 68-59. Janisa Monley has been the star for the Braves and had 27 points. However, she got into foul trouble late and was benched during that Bearcats run. With just 4 games left, all being division conference games, the Braves will need to win them all in order to finish with a winning record for the first time since 2011. Wrestling racked up double-digit takedowns, including a few pinfalls in a match at Ferrum last week. D2.com Wrestler of the Week, Stuart Nadeau was one of the 3 Braves who collected a pinfall victory over Panther opponents. The Braves showed dominance late in the match, allowing them to pick up their 14th win of the year, 31-9. Region rival Newberry is the next challenge for Pembroke wrestlers. The Wolves have a 9-2 all-time record over the Braves. The winner of that match will clinch a share of the 2015-2016 Eastern College Athletic Conference title. Before heavy rain canceled Sunday's series finale, Braves baseball showed their bat power in the second game against Pitt Johnson. We jumped to the second inning. Braves down 2 runs. Christian Snyder lines a grounder into center field, putting the Braves in the hit column. 3 batters later, with the bases loaded, left fielder Stabel Ali Mansaba gets a belt-high fastball and slams it over the right field wall for the first grand slam of the year, making it 5-2 Braves lead. 2 batters later, second baseman Drew Beaver muscled a solo shot over the left field wall, capping a 6-run second inning. This offensive surge helped the Braves get a 13-7 win, sweeping the series. Concord comes into town for a 3-game series this weekend, starting Saturday at 1 o'clock. After winning their home opener by a run, Braves softball have lost 3 and nabbed their first toss since 2002 with a score of 8-8. The Braves had their struggles on defense late in the game, allowing all but 1 run after the 4th inning. Pitcher Taylor Strickland went 7 innings, allowing 13 hits, 6 earned runs, and notching a lone strikeout. 4 Braves collected multiple hits in the contest, however, including Whitney Jackson, who had the only triple of the day. The team travels to Catawba this weekend, hoping for their first win in 5 games. After a strong finish in the SAC preview last year, women's golf started the new season with the 5th-place finish in the Kiowa Island Intercollegiate Tournament. Junior Ashley Thompson was a top performer for the Braves, finishing 5th overall at 12 under par. This is Thompson's 12th career top 5 finish, while Laura Bird helped herself to a top 25 finish. Their next match will be the Lady Mock Golf Classic in Lakeland, Florida on February 22nd. The Carolina Panthers have had a record-breaking season, making it to the Super Bowl for the first time in over a decade. The owner of the Carolina Panthers, Jerry Richardson, wanted to share this experience with everybody, buying all expense-paid tickets to the Super Bowl for his staff. Luckily for UNCP history professor Rose Stemlaw, her husband is an employee and was allowed to bring 1 other person to watch the Panthers keep pounding. Even though the Panthers could not seal the win, Stemlaw says she loved the experience and was thankful for the opportunity.
Mr. Richardson and the staff who organized this could not have done a better job, and the folks in San Jose, which is where the Panthers stayed, was in that city outside of San Francisco to the south, couldn't have been better hosts. So the whole experience from the beginning to the end, was magical. Again, even though the final score wasn't what we wanted it to be.
That's all we have for sports today. Back to the studio.
That's all we have time for. We'll be back next week with more on Carolina News Today.